2,000 fans?
Yeah, we just appreciate the support of primarily our families, because as we're out here doing this mission for long periods of time, they're back sacrificing on home soil. So we appreciate the sacrifice of the families, first of all. Also, we can't forget the soldiers that we've lost over here. It's been a difficult mission, and you know, we've lost some. We're not going to be going back with all the guys that we came with, and our hearts go out to the families that are affected by that, and the soldiers too. I mean, it's not an easy thing to lose a family member, and that's kind of how we view it.
Yeah, a lot of them talked about it with us.
Yeah, and so again, it just goes to reflect on the fact that you know, the nation calls the American soldier to do some difficult things, and you know, speaking from my perspective, the soldiers of the 3rd Armored Cavalry Regiment have been doing that mission honorably.
Right. You also have some back home wounded too, recovering from wounds.
That's correct, yeah. We've been able to award some Purple Heart medals out here for wounded soldiers, and some folks have received theirs at Fort Hood as they're recovering. So you never want to forget the soldiers that are affected.
Right. So even though we hear in the news media back home the mission changed, for you guys out here, yeah, it has changed, but you still have the same possible threats and the heat, everything else that goes along with being out here.
Right, and I guess that would be one of our messages, is that, hey, we're still here. You know, the nation has called us to this mission, and for right now, American soldiers are still in Iraq. You see a lot about Afghanistan, but not necessarily as much about Iraq. But the soldiers are still here in dangerous conditions and doing a fantastic job. So just ask to keep them in your prayers and thoughts.
Right, and then we're hearing now about the drawdown. But yet there's another brigade coming over, and they're from Fort Hood, right?
That's correct.
Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Well, right now in southern Iraq, it's kind of a Texas thing, so to speak. Most of the brigade level units, as well as our division headquarters, are all from Texas. So we're bringing in a certain flavor from Fort Hood specifically, and that is, we are going to be replaced by a unit from Fort Hood who will be here as long as the nation calls them to. And right now, that appears to be the end of December, and so they're going to be assuming that mission from us in the next few weeks.
Right. So people back home need to know that and to keep supporting them.
That's correct. Yeah, and that just goes back to you know, as long as we have soldiers out there, kind of like the motto of the USO. You know, remember them and support them in every way that you can.
Right. Speaking of support, why don't you talk a little bit about care packages? You see things a little larger picture because you know, over the entire regiment.
Yeah. Well, mail is a big deal in a deployed environment. The trip to the mail room where you've got a care package is a good one, and you know, it's good to see families, and you even see just people that want to support soldiers. I mean, you know, we have packages addressed to an unknown soldier, you know, and they just send it to forward locations, and it's got all these goodies in it. I mean, that does a tremendous amount for a soldier's morale. So that's a great practical way in which you can support the troops deployed.
So for the people that have been supporting you all, they could continue supporting the next brigade coming in too.
That's right. Yeah.
What's is it first Cav?
Yeah, first. It's the first brigade of the 1st Cavalry Division.
Okay, great. Would you like to give a shout out to family and friends back home?
Yeah, I'd like to say hello and I love you to my wife Karen and my 3 children, Abigail, Avery, and Aiden. You see some of them behind us, but it's been through their support that I've been able to get through the most difficult times here. And again, it's all about our families, and you know, they make just as many sacrifices as we do. So, love you guys.
I appreciate meeting you in person finally.
Yeah,
thank you
it's
for
great
your service
great
to our
meet you,
country.
Bob, and I appreciate again what you do.
Yep, thank you very much. It's an honor to do this. Well, I guess we're going to go in the other room. We have one of your soldiers out here that we're gonna talk
Sure.
to? Okay, let's go move in the other room.